Hello, Shalom. Welcome to part 176 of the Daily Bread. We've already read through the first five books of the Bible. We've read Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, Leviticus, finished off with Deuteronomy. Sad ending there, but Moses. So, a bit of a back and forth on what to do. Because I've been reading Torah, Prophets, Psalms, Proverbs, and then New Testament. So we're going to start over again in the Torah, but we'll continue on with the prophets. All right. So 176 of the Daily Bread. We'll be reading Genesis chapter 1, Isaiah 36, Psalms 24, Proverbs 25, 2 Corinthians chapter 12. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and earth, and the earth came to be, formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the spirit of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters. And Elohim said, "Let light come to be." And light came to be. And Elohim saw the light, and it was good. And Elohim separated the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, one day. And Elohim said, "Let an expanse come to be in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." And Elohim made the expanse, and separated the waters which were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse. And it came to be so. And Elohim called the expanse heavens. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the second day. And Elohim said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it came to be so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the collection of the waters he called seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the plant that yields seeds, and the fruit trees that yield fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it came to be so. And the earth brought forth grass, the plant that yields seeds according to its kind, and the trees that yield fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the third day. And Elohim said, "Let lights come to be in the expanse of the heavens, to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and appointed times, and for days and years. And let them be lights in the expanse of the heavens, and give light on the earth." And it came to be so. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And Elohim set them in the expanse of the heavens, to give light to the earth on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the fourth day. And Elohim said, "Let the waters teem with shoals of living beings, and let birds fly above the earth on the face of the expanse of the heavens." And Elohim created great sea creatures, and every living being that moves, with which the waters teemed according to its kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and increase, and fill the waters and the seas. Let the birds increase on the earth. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning the fifth day. And Elohim said, Let the earth bring forth living beings according to its kind, livestock and creeping creatures, and beasts of the earth according to its kind. And it came to be so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, livestock according to its kind, and to all that creep on the earth according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over all the creeping creatures that creep on the ground. And Elohim created the man in his image. In the image of Elohim he created him, male and female he created them. And Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said to them, Be fruitful and increase, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and rule over the sea, fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the creeping creatures of the earth. And Elohim said, See, I have given you every plant that yields seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seeds to you. It is for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to every creeping creature of the earth, in which there is a living being, every green plant is for food. And it came to be so. And Elohim saw that he had made he had made, and see, it was very good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning the sixth day. Genesis 1. Now we're on to Isaiah chapter 36 on page 440. And it came to be in the 14th year of the sovereign Hezekiah that Sennacherib, sovereign of Ashur, came up against all the walled cities of Judah and took them. And the sovereign of Ashur sent the Rabshakeh with the great army from Lachish to sovereign Hezekiah at Jerusalem, and he stood by the channel of the upper pool on the highway to the launderer's field. And there came to be Eliakim, son of Hilkiah, who was over the household, and Shabbath the scribe, and Yoha, son of Ashbeth the recorder. The Rabshakeh then said to them, Please say to Hezekiah, Thus said the great sovereign, the sovereign of Ashur, What trust is this in which you trust? I say you speak of having counsel and strength for battle, but they are vain words. Now in whom do you trust, that you have rebelled against me? Look, you are trusting in the staff of the broken reed, Mishram, on which if a man leans, it shall go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, the sovereign of Mishram, to all who trust in him. But if you say to me, We trust in Yahweh, our Elohim, is it not he whose high places and whose slaughter places Hezekiah has taken away, and has said to Judah and to Jerusalem, Bow yourselves before this slaughter place? And now I urge you, please give me a pledge to my master, the sovereign of Ashur, and give you 2,000 horses. And I give you 2,000 horses, if you are able to put riders on, and if you are able to if you are able on your part to put riders on them? And how do you refuse one officer of the least of my master's servants, and put your trust in Mizraim for chariots and horsemen? And now I have come up without Yahweh against this land to destroy it. Yahweh said to me, go up against this land and destroy it. In Elohim Shanam and Yoham said to Raphies, please speak to your servants in Aramaic, for we understand it, and do not speak to us in the language of Judah, in the hearing of the people who are in the wall. But the Raphies said, has my master sent me to your master and you to speak these words, and not to the men who sit on the wall, to eat their own dung and drink their own urine with you? And the Raphies stood and called out with a loud voice in the language of Judah, and said, hear the words of the great sovereign, the sovereign of Ashur. Thus said the sovereign, do not let Hezekiah deceive you, for he is unable to deliver you. And do not let Hezekiah make you trust in Yahweh, saying, Yahweh shall certainly deliver us. The city is not given into the hand of the sovereign of Ashur. And do not listen to Hezekiah, for thus said the sovereign of Ashur, make peace with me, buy a present, and come out to me. And let each of you eat from his own vine, and each from his own fig tree, and each of you drink the waters of his own cisterns. Until I come, then I shall take you away to a land like your own, a land of grain and a new wine, a land of bread and vineyards. Beware, lest Hezekiah misled you, saying, Yahweh shall deliver us. Has any of the mighty ones of the nations delivered its lands from the hands of the sovereigns of Ashur? Where are the mighty ones of Hamath and Ekron? Where are the mighty ones of Sephram? And when have they delivered Sumerian from my hand? Who among all the mighty ones of these lands have delivered their land from my hand, that Yahweh should deliver Jerusalem from my hand? But they were silent and answered him not a word, for the command of the sovereign was, do not answer him. And Elohim, son of Hilkiah, who was over the household of Shanam, the scribe, and Johan, son of Asaph, the recorder, came to Hezekiah with their garments torn, and they reported to him the words of the Rabbah. Psalms 24 on page 658. The earth belongs to Yahweh and all that fills it, the world and those who dwell in it. For he has founded it upon it the seas, and upon the waters he does establish it. Who does go up to the mountain of Yahweh, and who does stand in his set apart place? He who is innocent, he who has innocent hands and a clean heart, who did not bring his life to naught, and did not swear deceivably. He receives a blessing from Yahweh, and righteousness from the Elohim of his deliverance. This is a generation of those who seek him, Jacob, who seek your face. Salah. Lift up your heads, O you gates, and be lifted up, you everlasting doors, and let the sovereign of esteem come in. Who is the sovereign of esteem? Yahweh strong and mighty, Yahweh mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O you gates. Even lift up, you everlasting doors, and let the sovereign of esteem come in. Who is the sovereign of esteem? Yahweh of hosts. He is the sovereign of esteem. Salah. Proverbs 25 on page 751. These two are the Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, sovereign of Judah, copied. It is the esteem of Elohim to conceal a matter, and the esteem of sovereigns to search out a matter. The heavens for height and the earth for depth, but the heart of sovereigns is unsearchable. Take away the dross from silver, and a vessel comes forth from the refiner. Take away the wrong from before the sovereign, and his throne is established in righteousness. Do not exalt yourself before the sovereign, and do not stand in the place of great men, for it is better for him to say to you, "Come up here," than you should be put lower before a noble whom eyes you have seen. Do not go forth to strive in haste, for what would you do in the end when your neighbor has put you to shame? Plead your case with your neighbor himself, and do not disclose the secret of another, lest he who hears it put you to shame, and your evil report turn not back. A word spoken at the right time is like apples of gold setting of silver. A ring of gold and an ornament of fine gold is a wise one's reproof to an ear that hears, like cold of snow in time of harvest, and a trustworthy messenger to those who send him. For he refreshes the life of his masters. He who boasts in his gifts falsely is like clouds and wind without rain. Through patience a ruler is pursued, and a soft tongue shatters a bone. Have you found honey? Eat only as much as you need, lest you be satisfied with it and vomit. Make your foot rare in your neighbor's house, lest he gets enough of you and hate you. A man bearing false witness against his neighbor is like a club and a sword and a sharp arrow. Trust in a treacherous man in time of distress is like a broken tooth, or a foot out of joint. One who takes away a garment in cold weather is like vinegar on soda, and a singer of songs of an evil heart. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For you are reaping coals of fire on his head, and Yahweh rewards you. The north wind brings rain, and a concealed tongue, and an enraged face. It is better to dwell on a corner of a roof than a house shared with a contentious woman. Like cold water to a parched throat is good news from a distant land. A righteous man who gives way before the wrong is like a muddied spring and a ruined fountain. It is not good to eat much honey. It is esteemed to seek one's own esteem. Is it esteemed to seek one's own esteem? A man who has no control over his spirit is like a broken down city without a wall. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 on page 1129. To boast, indeed, is useless for me, for I shall go on to visions and revelations of Yahweh. I know a man in Messiah who 14 years ago, whether in the body I do not know, or whether out of the body I do not know, Elohim knows. Such a one was caught up to the third heaven. And I know such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, and I do not know, Elohim knows, that he was caught up in paradise, and heard unspeakable words, which is not right for a man to speak. Of such a one I shall boast, but of myself I shall not boast, except in my weakness. For if I wish to boast, I shall not be a fool, for I shall speak the truth, but I refrain, lest anyone should think more of me than what he sees of me, or hears of me, and to keep me from exalting myself because of the exceeding greatness of the revelations. A thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to hit me, to keep me from exalting myself. Concerning this, I pleaded with the master 3 times to take away from me. And he said to me, my favor is sufficient for you, for my power is perfect in weakness. And most gladly, then, I shall rather boast in my weakness, so that the power of Messiah rests in me. Therefore I take pleasure in weakness, in insults, in needs, in persecutions, in distresses, for the sake of Messiah. For when I am weak, then I am strong. I have become a fool. You have compelled me, for I should have been commended by you. For in no respect was I behind the most eminent emissaries, though I am a nobody. Indeed, the signs of an emissary were wrought among you with all endurance, in signs and wonders and powers. What is there in which you were inferior to other assemblies, except that I myself was not a burden to you? Forgive me, this is wrong. See, I am ready to come to you for the third time, and I shall not be a burden to you. For I do not seek yours, but you. The children should not lay up for the parents, but the parents for the children. And I shall be gladly, and I shall most gladly spend and be spent for your lives. If I love you more and more, am I to be loved less? But be it so. I did not burden you, but being crafty did I catch you with guile. Did I take advantage of you by any of those who I sent to you? I urged Titus and sent our brother with him. Did Titus take advantage of you? Did we not walk in the same spirit, not in the same steps? Again, do you think that we defend ourselves to you? We speak before Elohim and Messiah, but all this, beloved, is for your upbuilding. For I fear lest, when I come, I do not find you such a wish, that I be found by you such as you do not wish, lest there be strife, jealousies, outbursts of wrath, selfish ambition, slander, gossip, puffings, unrest, and lest when I come again, my Elohim shall humble me among you, and I shall mourn for many who are sinned before and have not repented of the uncleanness and whoring and indecency which they have practiced. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible. Talk to the Father.